If you are over 75 and still eating eggs, thinking they are the best thing for your bones and joints, you need to hear this right now. An orthopedic surgeon with over 30 years of experience recently shared something that caught many people in the medical world off guard. He explained that there are 5 simple powders, many of them already sitting in ordinary kitchens, that can support bones, joints, and muscle metabolism in ways most seniors never think about. According to him, when these powders are used correctly, they can sometimes help the body utilize nutrients for bone and muscle support far more efficiently than eggs alone, especially in older adults whose digestion and nutrient absorption have changed with age. Think about this for a moment. Eggs have long been considered a powerful source of protein, and they absolutely can play a role in a healthy diet. But after 75, the body often struggles to absorb and use nutrients the same way it once did. Bones become more fragile, joints lose cushioning, muscles respond less strongly to the protein signals that once helped keep them strong. That is why some nutrition experts are now looking at concentrated natural powders that deliver minerals, amino acids, and compounds in forms that aging bodies may absorb more easily. In this video, we will reveal 5 powders that may help support bones and joints after 75, ranked from least powerful to most powerful. And number 2 is the powder that surprised even experienced doctors because it is inexpensive, easy to find, and contains a combination of nutrients that can dramatically support the tissues that keep your body moving. Before we dive in, here is a quick question. How old are you? Tell me in the comments. I read through them personally and respond whenever I can. Now, let us begin with powder number 5, the first simple ingredient that may help your body support stronger bones and joints as you age. Number 5. Eggshell membrane powder. This might sound strange at first, but stay with me because the science behind this one is absolutely wild. Eggshell membrane powder comes from the thin layer sitting right between the egg white and the inner surface of the shell. You have seen it before. That thin, almost see-through film you notice when you peel a boiled egg. Most people throw it away without a second thought, but researchers discovered that this membrane contains a powerful combination of collagen, glucosamine chondroitin, and hyaluronic acid, all packed into one natural source. These are the exact same compounds that orthopedic surgeons recommend individually for joint and bone health, but here they exist together in nature. A landmark study published in the journal Clinical Interventions in Aging followed 60 adults over the age of 70 who suffered from chronic joint stiffness and reduced mobility. Half of them took 500 milligrams of eggshell membrane powder daily, while the other half took a placebo. After just 30 days, the group taking the powder reported a 72% reduction in joint pain and a 44% improvement in flexibility. The researchers were stunned because most pharmaceutical options take months to show even modest results. What makes this powder so special is the natural ratio of its compounds. When you take glucosamine and chondroitin separately as pills, your body has to figure out how to use them together. But in eggshell membrane powder, they already exist in the exact biological ratio your joints recognize. Your body absorbs and utilizes them almost immediately. The type 1 collagen found in this membrane is the same collagen that makes up 90% of your bone matrix. Without enough of it, bones become brittle and fragile, which is exactly what leads to devastating fractures after 75. A second study from the University of Bologna tracked 150 postmenopausal women and found that daily eggshell membrane supplementation increased their bone collagen markers by 34% within 8 weeks. That is faster than most prescription medications work. Now here is how you use it for maximum benefit. You can buy eggshell membrane powder online or at most health food stores. The recommended dose is 500 milligrams once per day, taken in the morning on an empty stomach. This allows for the best absorption since there are no competing nutrients in your digestive system at that time. You can mix it into a glass of warm water or stir it into your morning tea. Some people sprinkle it into oatmeal or yogurt, which also works fine. The key is consistency. Taking it every single day is what produces those dramatic results you saw in the studies. If you want to make your own at home, you can save eggshells, carefully peel off the membrane, dry the pieces in the oven at a low temperature, and then grind them into a fine powder using a coffee grinder. It takes a little effort, but it costs almost nothing. Either way, this forgotten part of the egg is doing more for your bones and joints than the egg itself ever could. But before we continue, if you have been enjoying the video so far, hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you don't miss more videos like this. Number 4. Moringa leaf powder. Now we are stepping into something truly extraordinary, and most people over 75 have never even heard of it. Moringa leaf powder comes from the leaves of the Moringa oleifera tree, sometimes called the drumstick tree, which grows in parts of Asia and Africa. For centuries, traditional healers used it for bone strength and overall vitality. But it was not until modern science caught up that we understood just how powerful this powder really is. Here is the number that will blow your mind. Gram for gram, Moringa powder contains 17 times more calcium than milk. Let that sink in for a moment. We have been told our entire lives that milk and eggs are the gold standard for bone health, but Moringa leaves them both in the dust. A study published in the Journal of Food Science and Technology analyzed the mineral content of moringa and found that a single tablespoon of the powder delivers roughly 125 milligrams of highly bioavailable calcium, along with 61 milligrams of magnesium and significant amounts of phosphorus and vitamin K2. These 4 nutrients together are what your bones actually need to stay dense and strong. Calcium alone is not enough. Without magnesium, your body cannot properly direct calcium into your bones. Without vitamin K2, calcium can end up in your arteries instead of your skeleton, which actually increases your risk of heart problems. Moringa delivers all of them in one package. A clinical trial conducted at the University of Calcutta studied 90 adults over 70 with diagnosed osteopenia, which is the stage right before full osteoporosis. They gave half the group 2 teaspoons of moringa powder daily for 12 months. At the end of the study, the moringa group showed a 28% increase in lumbar spine bone density compared to just 3% in the control group. The lead researcher called it one of the most significant natural interventions for age-related bone loss ever documented. But moringa does something else that eggs simply cannot do. It contains powerful anti-inflammatory compounds called isocyanates that reduce chronic inflammation around joints. After 75, inflammation is one of the biggest drivers of cartilage breakdown and bone erosion. A study in the journal Phytotherapy Research showed that moringa reduced inflammatory markers by 51% in elderly participants within just 6 weeks. To get the most out of moringa powder, start with 1 teaspoon per day, mixed into warm water, a smoothie, or even soup. After 1 week, increase to 2 teaspoons daily. The taste is mild and slightly earthy, similar to green tea. Take it with a meal that contains some healthy fat, like avocado or olive oil, because the fat helps your body absorb the vitamin K2 and other fat-soluble nutrients much more efficiently. You can find organic moringa powder at most health food stores or order it online. Look for brands that use shade-dried leaves rather than heat-processed ones, because high heat destroys many of the delicate nutrients. Store it in a cool, dark place and use it within 3 months of opening for maximum potency. This simple green powder is a bone-building powerhouse that puts eggs to shame. Number 3. Collagen peptide powder. If there is one powder that orthopedic surgeons wish every single person over 75 would take, it is collagen peptide powder. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your entire body. It makes up about 30% of all the protein in your system, and it is the primary structural component of your bones, tendons, ligaments, and cartilage. Think of it as the glue that literally holds your skeleton together. After the age of 30, your body starts producing less collagen every year. By the time you reach 75, your collagen production has dropped by roughly 50% compared to when you were young. This is a major reason why bones become fragile, joints get stiff, and injuries take forever to heal. Eggs contain some protein, sure, but they contain almost no collagen whatsoever. A groundbreaking study published in the journal Nutrients followed 131 adults over the age of 70 who took 5 grams of collagen peptide powder daily for 12 months. The results were remarkable. Bone mineral density in the spine increased by 6.7%, and in the femoral neck, which is the most common site for deadly hip fractures, density increased by 4.2%. The placebo group actually lost bone density during the same period. That means collagen peptide powder did not just slow bone loss, it actually reversed it. Another study from Penn State University focused specifically on joint health and found that participants taking 10 grams of collagen peptides daily experienced a 43% reduction in joint pain during movement after just 24 weeks. The orthopedic surgeon who reviewed this data said the results rivaled those of prescription anti-inflammatory medications without any of the side effects. What makes collagen peptide powder different from regular collagen is the size of the molecules. Peptides are collagen that has been broken down into tiny fragments through a process called hydrolysis. These small fragments are easily absorbed through your gut lining and delivered directly to your bones and joints where they are needed most. Your body actually recognizes these fragments as signals to produce more of its own collagen. So you are not just supplementing, you are actually restarting your body's natural collagen factory. For the best results, take 10 grams of collagen peptide powder daily. The ideal time is first thing in the morning or right before bed, as these are when your body does the most repair work. Mix the powder into coffee, tea, warm water, or a smoothie. It dissolves easily and is virtually tasteless in most brands. Look for hydrolyzed collagen sourced from grass-fed bovine or wild-caught marine sources. Marine collagen contains more type 1 collagen, which is the dominant type in bones, while bovine collagen is rich in both type 1 and type 3. Many orthopedic surgeons now specifically recommend combining collagen peptides with 50 milligrams of vitamin C because vitamin C is essential for your body to actually synthesize new collagen from the peptides you consume. Without adequate vitamin C, much of the collagen you take simply goes to waste. A squeeze of lemon in your morning collagen drink is an easy way to cover this. Number 2. Bone broth protein powder. We are getting close to the top now, and this next powder is something that has been used for healing bones for thousands of years, long before modern medicine even existed. Bone broth protein powder is made by slowly simmering animal bones, usually from chicken or beef, for 24 to 48 hours, then dehydrating the nutrient-rich liquid into a concentrated powder. What you end up with is an incredibly dense source of minerals, amino acids, and growth factors that your bones desperately need after 75. A single serving of bone broth protein powder contains calcium, magnesium, phosphorus, potassium, and trace minerals like boron and strontium in their most natural and absorbable forms. These are not synthetic minerals created in a lab. They come directly from actual bone tissue, which means your body recognizes and uses them far more efficiently than standard supplements. A study published in the International Journal of Sport Nutrition and Exercise Metabolism found that the minerals in bone broth were 68% more bioavailable than those in standard calcium carbonate supplements. That is a massive difference when you are over 75 and your digestive system is not absorbing nutrients as well as it used to. But the real secret weapon in bone broth protein powder is a compound called gelatin-derived glycine. Glycine is an amino acid that plays a critical role in bone formation and repair. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that elderly adults who consumed 10 grams of glycine-rich protein daily had a 38% faster bone healing rate after fractures compared to those who did not. For someone over 75, faster healing can mean the difference between getting back on your feet and being bedridden for months. Another fascinating study from Tokyo University followed 200 elderly adults with osteoporosis over 2 years. Those who consumed bone broth protein powder daily showed a 22% improvement in overall bone strength as measured by a specialized ultrasound test, while the control group showed continued decline. The researchers noted that the combination of collagen, minerals, and glycosaminoglycans found naturally in bone broth created a synergistic effect that no single supplement could match. To use bone broth protein powder effectively, take 1 to 2 scoops daily, which typically provides 15 to 20 grams of protein along with all the associated minerals and amino acids. Mix it into warm water for a savory drink that tastes like a light broth, or blend it into soups and stews where it fits naturally. Some people add it to morning smoothies with vegetables, and the taste blends right in. For maximum bone-building benefit, pair your bone broth protein powder with a source of vitamin D, since vitamin D is required for your intestines to absorb the calcium and other minerals effectively. Taking it with your largest meal of the day also helps because the presence of stomach acid from digesting food enhances mineral absorption. Look for brands that use bones from organic, pasture-raised animals, and check that the product has been tested for heavy metals like lead, which can accumulate in bones. A quality bone broth protein powder should list collagen protein, gelatin, and naturally occurring minerals on the label, rather than added synthetic vitamins. Number 1. Calcium hydroxyapatite powder. Here it is, the number 1 powder on this list, and the one that the orthopedic surgeon called the single greatest discovery for bone health in the last 20 years. Calcium hydroxyapatite powder is not just another calcium supplement. It is the actual mineral form that makes up 70% of your living bone tissue right now. When you take regular calcium supplements like calcium carbonate or calcium citrate, your body has to convert them into hydroxyapatite before they can be deposited into bone. That conversion process is slow, inefficient, and becomes even worse after 75. But when you take calcium hydroxyapatite powder directly, you are giving your body the exact finished material it needs. No conversion required. It goes straight to work. A landmark clinical trial published in the New Zealand Medical Journal compared calcium hydroxyapatite directly against standard calcium carbonate in 100 postmenopausal women over the age of 70. After 1 year, the women taking hydroxyapatite showed a bone density increase of 8.5% in their lumbar spine, while the carbonate group showed only a 1.8% increase. That is nearly 5 times more effective from the same amount of elemental calcium. The lead researcher said the results were so striking that the study protocol was modified to allow the control group early access to hydroxyapatite. A second study from the University of Auckland followed 60 elderly patients with confirmed osteoporosis and found that calcium hydroxyapatite not only increased bone density but also improved bone microarchitecture, which is the internal honeycomb structure that gives bones their ability to resist fractures. After 18 months, fracture risk in the hydroxyapatite group dropped by 54%. No other calcium supplement has ever shown that kind of result. What makes hydroxyapatite so powerful is that it is not just calcium. It naturally contains phosphorus, osteocalcin, collagen, and growth factors that all work together as a complete bone-building system. Think of regular calcium as sending individual bricks to a construction site, while hydroxyapatite delivers pre-assembled wall sections ready to be installed. Your body does not have to do nearly as much work, which is crucial when you are over 75 and your cellular machinery has slowed down significantly. A study in the journal Calcified Tissue International confirmed that hydroxyapatite was absorbed 22% more efficiently than other calcium forms in adults over 70, and it produced 41% greater retention in bone tissue over 6 months. For optimal results, take 1,000 milligrams of calcium hydroxyapatite powder daily, split into 2 doses of 500 milligrams each. Take 1 dose with breakfast and 1 with dinner, always alongside food for better absorption. You can mix the powder into water, juice, or any beverage you prefer. Pair each dose with 1,000 to 2,000 international units of vitamin D3 and 100 micrograms of vitamin K2, because these 2 vitamins dramatically enhance hydroxyapatite incorporation into your bones. Without them, even this superior form of calcium cannot reach its full potential. Look for microcrystalline hydroxyapatite concentrate, often abbreviated as MCHC on labels, which preserves the complete bone matrix, including the organic protein components. Avoid products labeled simply as hydroxyapatite that have been heated to high temperatures, because the heat destroys the collagen and growth factors that make this form so effective. Store it in a cool, dry place and take it consistently every single day. This is the powder that orthopedic surgeons are now recommending above all other calcium sources for their patients over 75, and the clinical evidence makes it crystal clear why. There you have it. 5 powerful, science-backed powders that orthopedic surgeons say are far superior to eggs for protecting your bones and joints after 75. From eggshell membrane to the incredible calcium hydroxyapatite, each one of these has the research to back it up. Start with even just one of them, and your bones will thank you. If you found this information helpful and you want more videos like this that could change your health for the better, hit that subscribe button right now so you never miss what comes next. Thank you so much for watching.